As mentioned before, our first preseason game will start this evening, and we are playing against Olot. Otávio, do you know anything about them?
Firstly, hello, man. Hopefully you are doing well. Hopefully all our listeners are as well. To be honest, man, no, I don't. I didn't before knowing that this team would play against us in the preseason. I didn't even know they existed because they are a local
Exactly.
a local Catalonian team from the fifth tier in Spanish football.
Yeah,
I think now every preseason the club are trying to get like these Catalonian teams to play against us. Like in the last season was Hinastic, the other one was as well. So yeah, I gotta be honest, I don't know that much because it is I think they are really far from our reality. We probably won't be playing against this team until at least the next preseason. So
yeah,
we will see, but it's always it's good to have those local, more regional teams to play in those games.
yeah. But they get some recognition
Yeah,
from playing against us because we are a club that
of
can get
course. Yeah,
those
for them it's
names
really
out
good to
there.
play against us.
Yeah, it's a dream come true for the players that play in that team, which I don't know who are they, but it's okay.
Me neither.
But
Me neither.
maybe we will see some of them performing well, and we'll remember them at least
Well,
for a year or say about, oh, look, that player was great, and they may
mhm.
even surprise us. I mean, those games are like it's those games are reserved for the youth,
Mhm.
for players
Yeah.
that need to emerge from the shadows, players that have to improve to get a chance under Xavi. And yeah, it's usually an even match, even if they are from the fifth tier division, and it's all about the performance, all about the new players, all about fun. It's not that
Yeah,
serious,
exactly. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think that will be the main focus tomorrow. Um, but today, because the episode
Yeah.
will be aired tomorrow as we are filming right now. Yeah, what are you most excited about?
It's always good, man, to see the team coming back. This week, all of the internationals, no, Busquets, Jordi Alba, Frankie, Memphis, all of those players came back. But to be honest, I'm not really sure if they will play. This game definitely won't start as they just came
Yeah,
back. They probably will if they do play, probably 10, 15 minutes at the second half. Usually in these preseason games, I don't know, it will be interesting to see what Xavi will do. Usually the coaches, they play with one team in the first half and another team in the second half and completely change the team. But I'm really excited to see Pablo Torre. I think that he will probably play in this
yeah,
game.
me too. Yeah,
And for him, will be really good to see to play in the preseason because I have an impression that he will play the preseason with the team and probably with the first team and probably stay during all of the season. I have an impression that what will happen with him is the same that happened with Pedri 2 years ago and with Gavi last season because he seems like a player that fits really well in what Xavi wants to in an interior. He probably won't play every game, but he'll definitely be in the squad.
yeah,
And
exactly.
and and I'm very excited to see if Nico will have a chance as a pivot because there were some reports this week that Xavi will try to play will test him there as Xavi was the one that blocked Nico's exit on loan. He was open to do it, but Xavi said that he's an important player, and I agree because especially what if eventually Frankie leaves, and Nico is a player that I think he has the characteristic and he's a player that can play in that position. So I'm very excited to see that.
Yeah, because Nico was he was used last season
Yeah, yeah.
occasionally, and sometimes he did perform, but sometimes he was not that good. But I
Mm-hmm.
think the main problem was with him not being used in the position he's best at. I think that playing as an interior or moving to the wing
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it limited his
Yeah.
abilities. and then everybody was already criticizing him. Oh, he's not that good. He's not that special like Pedri is or Gavi, etc. But he's a player that needs to calm the rhythm. That he's not that fast, and when you play on the wing, you have to have quick reactions. You have to move in a small region, and that is something that Nico is not best at. But playing as a pivot, like you said, he can exploit those attributes he has on a larger scale, and I think that this will be a chance for him to prove that. Because last season he did have some chances, but I don't think Koeman was ready to use him instead of Busquets. I mean, he was playing with Busquets alongside him, and it was not working. And maybe Xavi can recognize that, and considering that he wants him to stay, maybe that is the reason. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that he played as a pivot a lot in the B team with Garcia Pimenta.
Yes.
I don't know, 2-3 years ago. So he's already has some kind of experience in that position, even if not in the first team, not at the highest level. But that's what the preseason is all about: to test different players, to test different players in different positions than what they usually play, to see if they can. And maybe if he in those games he performs well, we see that he can adapt himself to that position and that he can eventually play. Maybe we could see more rotation for Busquets, because one of the main problems last season, not that Busquets didn't perform, he always performed at a very nice, very high level, but he never had a player to cover him when he eventually needed some rest. So if Nico can show that he can play in that position, maybe we have a different option to replace Busquets whenever he's needed during the season, you know?
Yeah, because there are a lot of options right now, especially with Kessié coming in.
Kessié as well. He can play.
He has options to change the formation into something that works even without Busquets, and maybe if De Jong leaves, maybe Nico will have a chance to play alongside Kessié. I mean, it all depends on the importance of the opponent, but I think that
as well. That's the point as well.
Those games that aren't that important, I think cup matches and important. They are important, but the stakes are not that high as they are in La Liga or in the Champions League. But which is refreshing to say now that we're back in the Champions League. But
it's a blessing, man. It's absolutely a blessing.
I mean, it was wrong when we weren't in it, but maybe
fortunately it didn't took that long for us to come back. It was only half a season, and now we were good to go again.
Because everybody was talking about, we're the next Milan. We will drop
Arsenal, all of that.
It will be hard, especially for us to come back, but
we were knocked out against Bayern in the Champions League season.
Exactly, because it came to that point that we were fearful of Bayern in the same way as we would have been if we had every player injured. It was that bad because we lost by a big margin on almost every occasion, and it was like going back to that year with Villanova when we played against Bayern. Where we were also humiliated, but it was it's a crazy feeling because no one ever believed that we would play in the Europa League after so many successful years. And I mean, losing Messi was a big thing, but still it was pretty painful to see us go to the Europa League. But this is the time to get some new players. I think that many fans are criticizing now. How can we afford that? How can we do it? I think it's best for us not knowing exactly every single part of our economical structure to just trust Laporta to do his job and to do everything. I mean, he keeps saying to us, please trust us, please believe that we are doing everything in the best interest of the club. And it's the communication that sometimes can help us be more calm, because with Bartomeu there was nothing. It was just something happened and it happened. You don't have to know about anything.
Yeah, we knew everything only through the media. He never was transparent enough for us to know what was happening.
Yeah, and with in the Spanish media, it's always rumors.
Yeah.
Nothing is certain.
Over the place. All over the
place. And with Bartomeu, it was like you couldn't believe anything. It was. Now I think that we are getting information and that something exactly does happen, and that is pretty good. But it's still a gray zone for us, the fans, because we don't know exactly every detail and something like that. But yeah, let me just go back to the game, because that is why we're here today. Let me just say something about Olot, because I just so the listeners know a little bit about the team that we're going to play against. They played in Tercera Division in Group 5 last season, which is the 5th year, as you said before, of the Spanish league system. But they will be in the 4th year following the promotion in this upcoming season. Mandiola, their manager, had to go through a reshuffling of their team because they dropped into the 5th year following their relegation in 2020-21 season. But they have managed to earn the promotion back to Segunda Division, and at the first time of asking, because this is it's important for them to continue improving, and this game will just be a test for them at which level they are. But yeah, it's about us tomorrow. And we have had a busy summer this year, with first Alves leaving, De Jong leaving, Adama leaving, Lenglet going on loan to Tottenham, and we got 2 new players with Kessie and Christensen, and they will play tomorrow. I think that there will be a chance for them, at least a few minutes by the end of the game. Maybe Kessie surprises, because I heard that he impressed Xavi, and maybe he will play from the start. We'll see about that, because there is not a lot to predict. It's just about us thinking about what we want to see, and we know for certain that Ferran won't be available because he injured himself. And Dembele won't be there.
But I heard that it wasn't a very
serious
big injury. It was a minor injury, and I think
maybe he will miss this game and maybe the next one, but I think he will be back.
I think for the US tour he will be there for sure.
Because
nothing for us to worry about, I think.
Exactly, because I think that this preseason he will have to adapt to certain things, because especially
it's very important for him, I think.
Especially with Fati being fit, and with Dembele potentially staying. I don't know, he's out of contract right now, but and if we get Rafinha, having them both in a team would be forcing Ferran to play maybe as a false 9, being in the center, or maybe just rotate him. But I think to Xavi, he was important last season. He was for the exact reason why. I mean, he was criticized. You're not clinical in front of goal. You're not good enough. You're just there, but not doing anything. But I think his reading of space, his positioning was amazing, even when he was not performing at the highest of levels. I think that's one thing that helped us being effective in front, even with him not being in the center of everything. But he was clinical behind the scenes, which is something Xavi recognized, and I think he will continue being important to Xavi in this season. It's just a case of where to put him and how he can help the team.
I think he will continue playing for sure, because, as you said, it's clear that Xavi really likes him, but with a reason, because he's a player that even if he is not scoring or giving assists every time, he's always providing something. As you said, his movement, his understanding of the game is something for a Barca forward is unprecedented to have those attributes. And even if I remember, I think that was that Napoli game, the first one in Europa League, that he missed, I think, 3 or 4 really, really good chances. But the reason for him to have those chances is because he's always in the right place at the right time. If he's getting those chances, it's
Yes,
because
even getting those chances, exactly.
he's putting himself in a condition to have those chances.
Yes,
So if he wasn't doing that, if he was just, I don't know, ghosting through the game, not doing that much, losing chances and not providing much more, then that would be a problem. But it wasn't the case. He was always moving through behind the defense, was always giving options. And I think now, man, with the preseason, him having more time to work under Xavi to develop. The thing that you said about the position is important because for me the best position that he played at Barca was always for the left, because it was there that
yes,
he always had much more spaces to come in behind. He can play in the right, but even if that was his original position, but I don't know, he's not a natural winger to play in the right, because if you, for example, you have Ansu on the left and for running the right you have two wingers kind of the same profile, and that's not what
exactly.
Xavi wants. Xavi wants in the left a winger that can work through the space, play sometimes as a forward. In the right, more natural winger like Dembele, like Rafinha. So that's why I don't see Ferran playing in the right that much. But he will definitely continue to be an important player, man, because his attributes, his characteristics are really important for Barca forward, and it's not every player that has this knowledge and this understanding of the positional play, as you said, because he before coming to Barca, he worked, of course, under Guardiola. He's working
Yeah,
for a good time with Luis Enrique at the Spanish national team. So he definitely will be a very important player for us for now and for the future as well. I really like him. I think he's a very good player.
exactly, and that is bringing me to another topic, which is on who do you expect will start tomorrow? Because I think for me, if I just point out my preferences, it's I would give a chance to Iñaki Peña every single day. It's
No, of course,
something
man. Of course.
with the goalkeeper, and because tomorrow I expect players that are not playing all the time to just get a head start. And in defense, I expect Dest on the right, maybe Balde on the left,
Mm-hmm.
and Piqué. And now it's a
I don't
preference
know if
between.
Piqué will play because I heard
Oh,
that he still had
yeah,
some problems. He
exactly.
was at the training. I saw that he was at the training
Yeah,
during the weekend, but I don't know how fit he is to start.
yeah.
So I don't know if
But we
maybe
have
we'll see.
options with Garcia, with Araujo,
Yeah,
with Umtiti still there.
maybe
Maybe,
Christensen will play some minutes. Mingueza is
maybe, of
still
course.
there.
Yes. So those players are still there. They are not gone, and especially I think that before we get Kunde, if that will happen, I think we will still
Yeah, that
have
would take a
Umtiti,
time.
and
I think that would
it
take
will
some
take
time.
time.
So
Yeah, exactly. But we'll still have a little bit of time
yeah,
before the season starts. So yeah,
of
we
course.
can wait. But then in the center, I think that this will be a time
Yeah,
to
I
see
think that
how everything
that
works.
will probably be the most exciting uh, place of the team to see
Yeah,
some different players.
because there are a lot of options, and I think a lot of new
Yeah.
players that require a different setup. I think
Mm-hmm.
that I would be most happy seeing Nico Cassier and Pablo Torre in front of them, something like that.
Me
So we
too, man.
can, and
That's
this
a
would,
midfield that I want to see.
yeah, exactly, because Pablo Torre works great as a central attacking
Mm-hmm.
midfielder, and he has he has a good talent. He's a good player.
Mm-hmm.
He can develop so much under Xavi, and I think he already knew that. I think the fans already recognized that, seeing him play in some videos, or maybe some fans watched his games. But he is recognized already, and a lot of them are eager to see him play. And with him being in the center, I think it would be great to see Aubameyang and Fati on the left, and then maybe Collado, which is another player that will have to improve and be present during preseason games to impress Xavi, to let him stay, because Xavi does believe in him, but it all comes down to the performance. And I
Yeah, of
know
course.
already know that. You already talked about him in the first episode. But tomorrow it starts. Tomorrow he will have to be at the top level to play.
Yeah, of course. Tomorrow will be his opportunity. I am really convinced and almost sure that he probably will start and play a lot of the minutes tomorrow, because it will be the moment for him to show that he has and space in the first team. Even if Dembele renews, Rafinha comes, probably one of him or Abde will have a place in the team and be like the third option in the wing, play the Super Copa, some games during the league as well, because it's nice to have more options in the team. But I have
the depth is so important. Yes,
of course, because it will be a very very big season. Of course, with the World Cup coming up as well. But as you said, I think he probably will be him rather than Abde, because I think Xavi really likes him, and I think Xavi is the reason for Collado coming back to the team and having
and not leaving right away. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Because if Xavi hadn't insisted for him, hadn't talked with him and explained that he will have an opportunity, he probably would have already looked for a way out. So
because that happened last season. He was a part of the preseason, but he saw that
he wanted
his chances were limited, and he wanted to go and get a chance.
He wanted to be
the
first.
Yeah.
So sorry to interrupt you, but he wanted to be the first team. That was his priority. But then he saw with Coman that he wouldn't have that much opportunities. Coman preferred Yusuf Demir ahead of him.
Yes.
Then he decided to go. That was what he would do, or stay in the first team, or go to another place and have more opportunities. Because of player like him, he has to be playing. But now, as Xavi already said that he counts on him, he will probably be one of the players, one of the most interesting players to see tomorrow in the game.
And what are you most excited about? Not excited. What are your expectations or preferences? Do you want Aubameyang or Memphis in the forward position? I think a lot of people. Aubameyang is a striker that will certainly provide goals.
But there are different players, no?
Very different players, and in certain situations, Memphis can be influential. I think he's a type of player that likes to come in from the deep and trying to move the ball forward, while Aubameyang stays in front just to score. That is the main difference between them. But right now, when they are adapted more, they know the circumstances. They know what to expect, what they need to provide. I think it's maybe even Memphis can impress enough, because last season his preseason was great. He came, he scored. I think it was the first game he played. He scored already, and we were like, oh. He's already.
No, he
here.
was really good. He brought like a different energy, different sharpness to our attack. I remember him together with Griezmann were having a really nice connection. I think it was the game against Stuttgart, if I'm not wrong, that he scored.
It was against Salzburg.
A volley, Yeah, Salzburg. Yeah.
Yes, that's all. I was in that game. I was.
You were at the game.
Yeah,
nice, man.
I had a lot of problems there with transport and everything. I missed almost the entire first half. But I was in that game. We lost, unfortunately, but in the last minute. But it was his performances were almost perfect at the beginning. He brought excitement. He brought a refreshment into the attack, and in time his performances downgraded. There were injuries. And
also because for a long time, especially at the first half of the season, he was basically the only reliable forward that we had available, because Fati was still recovering
and everything. Yes,
because Fati was still recovering. Dembele was injured. who else was there? We had lost Griezmann. Braithwaite was not that reliable, and also Luke
And then
not as well.
he was also injured in the meantime, and yeah.
Yeah, then he injured himself already. I think under Xavi already.
Yeah.
And then was when we saw
and Luke improved improved under Xavi. He was
of course.
Then it was the time of his life. I mean, it was.
Luke became the hero with Xavi rather than Koeman.
And it's exactly why we were all sad with him leaving. We knew he would not be the most important part of our team, but it was sad to see because he was in some moments he was playing like he's in his prime years, being one of the most recognized players in the world. With his attempts, he was bold. He was trying to do everything. He tried to score, and that is something with his drive to be present, to be influential, was something that we all started to appreciate.
And also his professionalism was incredible, because he never complained. He never said, "Oh no, I want to play. I want to be at the team week in, week out." When he arrived, he said that he knew that he wouldn't play every game, but that whenever he had the chance, he would try to take it and to show that he could be important, even if it was as a sub. And he did that, man. I think. His goals provide us 8 points in the La Liga. If you take out those 8 points, we probably wouldn't even be in the top 4 or something like that.
Exactly.
Finishing second. So he was a really important player, man. Even if he played only 15 minutes one game, 20 minutes other game, but whenever he was there, you had the feeling that he could bring something with his goals, with his headers, and his presence in the attack. So when he announced that he wouldn't continue, I was also really sad, because he's kind of those cult heroes that we have, like Mourinho, Keita, all of those players that weren't the most technical, most talented players that ever played in this club, but whenever they had the opportunity, whenever they had their chances, they provided, and they
and the best thing is that they were unexpected. To be that important to the team. So that's
nobody thought they would have the importance that they eventually did.
Yeah. Okay, and that brings us to the end of this episode, I think, because we wanted to talk about the game. I'm happy we talked about Luke, because I think he deserved to be recognized a little bit.
I think it was needed.
Yeah,
he deserved it.
So tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central European Time, 7 p.m. I'm sorry, we will play the game against Olot in their home ground, and you can watch it on Barca Plus. And on some programs, if your local TV provider will stream it. Otherwise, an online free stream is another option. So
that's what I'll probably do, because I don't have neither Barca Plus, neither I will be in a local TV channel to watch. So the link will be the goal for me.
The link will be the most important thing tomorrow. Okay. We'll see how the team performs tomorrow, and we will talk about it on our next episode, which will be aired next Monday. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.